Most intermediate level piano method books are merely repertoire for the student to play, but is there more for the intermediate student? Tip number 9 are the information and skills the intermediate student should learn. Hey fellow piano teachers, Kathy Kerr here, pianist, educator, and author and founder of Melody Music Publishers. My video channel is for you, the music teacher, to help you do what you love, teach. Each video will have a new tip just for you, so please smash that subscribe and notification button below to never miss out on a video. Let's start with what the beginning level method books offer. Along with songs, beginning level piano method books primarily teach keyboard geography, a little note reading, a little rhythm, diatonic intervals up to a fifth, and the 1, 2, 4, and 5, 7 triads. After finishing levels 3 and 4, most students can read music reasonably well and identify the intervals and the triads. However, there are more information and skills for intermediate to advanced students beyond what the beginning level method books give. Here's what you'll find in Drill and Excel on the Piano, Book 1 from Melody Music Publishers that you won't find in most beginning level method books. Rhythm drills for the whole, half, dotted half, quarter notes, and the rests with multiple rhythm drills. Rhythm is the most neglected part of most method books, even at the beginning level. Most piano method books only show the note's value. However, simply knowing the value doesn't create a sight reading skill. Playing rhythm drills where the student plays and counts aloud using a metronome on one note is needed to read rhythm fluently. Notes in order on this staff with multiple note reading worksheets. C scale, hands separate, then hands together for one octave, then multiple octaves. I have found even beginners are capable of playing scales in multiple octaves. Exercises that only use the 5-note pattern. Most instructors will add a book like Hanon for exercises, however, it uses a 6-note pattern which can be difficult for a beginner. Staccato exercise. I've never seen this unique exercise in any method books, but it is an important skill to learn. Independence of hands, playing different dynamic levels in staccato legato in each hand simultaneously using motor movement skills. Multiple notes exercise, learning to play 2, 3, and 4 notes together. Dynamic exercise for learning control and playing with different volumes and velocity or firmness of the key. This is another unique drill that is critical to learning to play with dynamic. 60 original songs in the C position to create a sight reading skill. After Book 1, the first chapter reviews the previous books so that the intermediate student can start with Books 2, 3, or 4 without missing essential information. Here's what you'll find in Book 2 for the early intermediate student not found in most method books. Rhythm drills for the 8th note and rest, dotted quarter note, explaining the formula for the dot, the tie, and the 6/8 meter. G and D scales in multiple octaves. Remaining notes on the staff with multi-worksheets. Diatonic intervals from seconds through the octave with multiple worksheets for learning at sight. This helps in sight reading. Dynamic markings and musical symbols, including the pedal and a drill for how to use it. Intermediate level exercises played at a faster tempo. Grace note exercise teaches how to play the grace notes with a quick and light touch. Diatonic interval drills using every finger combination. This unique drill teaches the student how to feel each interval with every possible fingering without looking and prepares the student to play songs outside the 5-note hand position. 60 original songs in the keys of the scales taught. Here is what's included for the mid-intermediate student in Drill and Excel on the Piano Book 3, not found in most method books. Rhythm drills for the 16th note and rest, dotted 8th, and the 8th, 16th, and quarter triplets. Scales A and F in multiple octaves. Explanation of the relative minors, including the A minor, E minor, F sharp minor, and D minor scales. Explanation of accidentals, chromatic scale, whole and half steps, chromatic intervals and how to name them, the 4 kinds of triads, the 3 kinds of minor scales, Picardy third, dissonance and resolution, finger pedaling to learn how to hold one note while playing other notes simultaneously, embellishment exercises needed when playing Baroque and classical style music, Left-hand drills show the typical left-hand movement to play without looking. Chromatic intervals with every finger combination. This repeats the previous diatonic intervals except for playing the chromatic intervals, which completes every finger combination when moving from one note to another. Chromatic scale. Consecutive thirds. This is a challenging drill that is essential for playing intermediate and advanced level repertoire. Arpeggios, which are great as a drill and to learn all the triads and versions. Repeated notes and held notes while changing fingers, and bass jumps without looking. This skill is needed when the left hand moves from bass note to chord. 60 original songs in the keys of the scales taught. Choosing a repertoire for the intermediate student has its challenges whether using a method book or not. You want to make sure it's the right level, not too challenging or too easy, and interesting for the student. Using the Drill and Excel on the Piano series is easy because the songs are specifically written for the chapter's level, skill, and information taught. No more wondering if the repertoire is the right fit for the intermediate student. And the songs are written in various styles, giving the student exposure to them, from classical, pop, ragtime, jazz, and folk styles. When the student plays songs using what they've just learned, it creates deeper learning and understanding. And finally, for the late intermediate student in Drill and Excel on the Piano Book 4, here is what you'll find. Odd meters in counting the 6/8, 9/8, and 12/8 in big beats, triplets with 2 against 3 and 3 against 4. For the scales, B flat and the relative minor, G minor, and F and its relative minor, D minor. Triad numbers for major and minor keys, improvisational tools, music terminology, circle of fifths, adding the 7th, 2nd, 4th, and 6th to the triads, blues scale, 7th chords up the scale. Working on the 4th and 5th fingers, which are the weaker fingers, playing multiple notes while holding a note, a great skill needed for intermediate and advanced repertoire. Independence of fingers, when you want one or more notes played louder than the others within one hand. Dominant 7th arpeggios, which is another arpeggio exercise for both skill and learning the dominant 7th chords around the circle of fifths. And 60 original songs in the keys of the scales taught. Finally, there are piano method books for intermediate students that will help them excel to the next level. I hope this tip helps you to be the best music teacher ever.
Want to learn to sing or play with method books that teach the way. Students understand and learn with melody music. Melody music. Melody music.